All right, we're out at 7527 Windsor Oaks, looking at doing some siding. First of all, we're going to look at a couple different ways. We'll look at the back side of the house only. We'll look at an adder for doing all the fascia. We'll look at doing siding on all of the house, excluding the front, and then all of the house, including the front. I know on the front here there is a fiber cement board, but this is a maxi plank, so it's like a knockoff version of Hardie. Decent board if it's installed correctly, but as you see on a lot of these, you know, the gaps where it wasn't installed correctly, it's literally coming off the wall at all these butt joints. So the quality installation on the front, although it is a fiber composite board, there's no caulking. And again, the quality of installation, as you can see from these couple areas, is just really poor. So minimal, I would recommend caulking and sealing and paint. Best case solution, so this doesn't pose a problem down the road, would be replacing it with Hardie plank installed correctly. And that includes on the two facing areas of the patio cover here as well. A third option, although I'm not including it, or not third, it'd probably be a fourth or fifth option, would be any kind of ancillary painting like porch ceiling, soffit, anywhere else that there's porch ceilings on both sides that are pretty large, that definitely could use some paint. Not absolutely necessary, but again, you know, the idea of trying to create the idea here for you where this could, you know, be a do it once, make an investment one time, and then you're set pretty much for, you know, probably the next 20, 30 years easy, with no patchwork, no repair work. You know, you just kind of let things ride. So that's kind of the frame of mind I'm looking at it at, that I know the back is the priority, which I will send you a quote just for that. But again, just having some designer eyes, doing this 11 years, there's some things that pop out to me that I think are worth noting. So that's kind of the purpose of this video. So that's kind of what we got on the front. On the back sides of each of these two chimneys, there's siding, and it's in bad shape. So that's been included in the kind of the overall quote of doing all the siding. If we come over here to the right side, so you got all this wall basically back behind. So you can see up top, it's all T111, and down below we got two windows and two doors that would need to be wrapped with the Hardie 1x4. Probably most of this stuff that's underneath, basically from this line back, could be overlaid because there's no rot. You know, it's in decent condition, but this stuff is just, it's hammered. So this stuff definitely needs to be torn off and then resided properly. We got two more windows here that would need to be wrapped with Hardie 1x4, and then coming around to the back. So you got two areas that have been kind of cracked away there where the top surface, couple layers are gone. Got some very significant rot under this window. There's some rot going on right here. The window trim obviously has failed and rotted on these two windows. And then across the back, you can kind of see, you might not be able to see it in the video, but the wall is actually wavy, which is a good indication that there's water that has been, if you looked at it from this perspective, that there's water that's been absorbed into the siding, and it's showing the effects of that with the swelling, especially right in this area. You can probably see that in the video. There's other less pronounced areas up here where it's the same way. Definitely some rot going on at that seam right there, and some rot going on here, and another area right there of some rot. So here with all the electrical panels, to do this correctly, you can tell obviously because there's, you know, these electrical boxes have been screwed into the siding. There's penetrations there where water has gotten in. There's a ton of rotting over here, down here, right there. So the best solution would be to pull all the electrical away and reside behind it, and then reattach the electrical. But this whole area, all this needs to be torn off. All of this is in not salvageable condition. And again, the soffit paint isn't bad fascia. If this were my property, would be a no-brainer, because there's multiple areas of rot around the fascia where that corner is peeling or has separated. So with that separation in the wood, the longer period of time that area has the potential for water infiltration, which now it's a clear 1.5 to 2 inch gap. The more water gets in there, the more the rot's gonna start to get worse. So yeah, adding the fascia and replacing the 1x2 drip edge would be a no-brainer in terms of longevity, and the amount that would increase the investment is going to be minimal. It would be very similar to just painting it, actually. And then we have over here again some more significant rot here, probably again back behind that brick facade is probably okay, but all this stuff this way of that needs to be torn off, no doubt. That corner, you can see that corner, there's some rot up there. And then, so again, like I said, this ancillary porch ceiling paint down here, all that stuff would be kind of an ancillary to the main project. And I'll break it out several different ways so you can kind of, based on recommendations, make the best choice in terms of overall. Some molding and mildewing there, significant rot behind the dish. And again, you got some fascia rot on this corner, so that's really bad. Minor rot up here, some minor rot down here. And then on these two little awnings over the front windows, both of those have substantial rot. So you can see that corner, how rotted that is. And the other corner too, just not as bad. And then this one is not quite as bad, but the drip edge here, the little 1x2 right under the shingles, is rotted right in this area here. So that's basically what we got. Like I said, I'll send my proposal with several different advisements, so you can kind of pick and choose as to what the budget allows or what you feel like covering. But again, it's been our experience in doing this quite a long time that stuff is always cheaper today than it is tomorrow or next year or 5 years from now. So again, you have the ability to get it all done once, get it done correctly, and then never have to fool with any kind of rot repair, paint, anything for probably the next 20, 30 years. So, but again, thanks for having us out. Appreciate the opportunity. And if you have any questions, please get a hold of me. Thank you.